Good morning, everyone. It's so good to see you all. Welcome back to Adobe Live, where you can tune in for all of your creative inspiration. I'm your host, Andrea Hawk, for the next 2 weeks, and this is the XD Daily Creative Challenge. So I'll be here for 2 weeks. We'll be designing every day, so be sure to keep checking back. I'm starting to see some of you guys pop up in the chat. Hello, oh, Anna, one of my past residents. So good to see you. We've got Carlos, we've got Oliver. Where's everyone from? Let me know what you're working on, if you're a student, if you're a professional, if you're going to bed, or if you're waking up. I'd love to hear where you're all from. So thanks everyone for joining us again. We're going to be working on the Daily Creative Challenge, so let's go ahead and jump right in. So I've got the behance.net/daily creative challenge page pulled up. If you're not already registered, be sure to do that. Just go ahead and click join the XD challenge, and then that will bring you to the main homepage for the Daily Creative Challenge. This is where you can go to get all of the prompts each day, and you can also get it in your little Creative Cloud drop-down app up here. But when you're registered, you'll click this blue button, and I'll tell you a little bit about what it is if you're new here. So the challenge is every day we'll give you a new prompt at 8 a.m. So you have to keep checking back here, and then you will design a new design each day, whether it's like auto animate or we're doing a splash screen or something. It will be new. And then at the end of the 2 weeks, so it's from June 17th to June 28th, so it ends next Friday. And this is the very first day that we're announcing what the prompt is. At the end, you will have a nice portfolio piece that you can share on Behance. So we're doing design systems this whole 2 weeks, and this one's going to be progressive. So we're doing a music creation app, and each day we'll be adding something new, adding some components, adding some elements, and then at the end, you won't even know you're doing it, but you're creating a design system. So each day, like I mentioned, you'll receive a challenge, and be sure to join the chat with others, upload some screenshots of your work, and watch the daily live show right here at 11:30 every day. And be sure to share your work to get feedback from myself and all of the other mentors. So this is where you'll see all the prompts. The first one we're going to do today is designing a home screen for a music creation app. So turn your buttons and elements into components as you design. So I'll jump into that in a second, but first let's go over to Discord and see what's going on over here. So if you're not already on Discord, be sure to join. This is where all of your other designers that are also working on the Creative Challenge are going to be. So just to quickly wrap through a few of these channels that are more important. So we've got the Daily Challenge channel, and this is where all of your moderators will be telling you every day what the challenge is, along with that page that I just showed you guys. So like this is the first prompt right here. The design feedback tab, that's a big one. So of course, whenever you have a little bit of your work, you don't have to show all of it if you don't want to. You can show a link or a screenshot. Be sure to share it there, and then we'll give you some feedback. We've also got introductions and ask a question. So be sure to check that out. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this design. Oh, everyone's chatting away. We've got Richard in Duluth, Minnesota, teaching himself Photoshop because student loans suck. And Anna, XD always looks like an extremely excited smiley face to me. It does. I like that kind of double meaning there. We've got Saeed and Lana. Well, hello and welcome everyone. So I'm gonna go ahead and I already have the file downloaded, but if you don't, you just click this Get Started button right here. And again, this is on the Daily Creative Challenge homepage. That will take you to this Dropbox link. So you go ahead and say download, press the direct download button, and it will start downloading. So this is the UI kit that I kind of went through a little bit yesterday for you guys. Again, we don't want you to just like be copying and pasting everything. Kind of try to make it your own. You know, this is just a guide. Really, you can use your own creativity to make your own icons and elements. But this is just mine to see how you can get started. So the challenge today is we are going to use the assets. I'll go through some of those assets again, but we're going to use those assets to create a home page and use them as a starting point, and this will be a music creation app. So like I mentioned yesterday, this isn't just any music creation app. It's not like your iTunes or your Spotify. It's more of like a DJ sort of app, so we want users to be mixing their own instruments and vocals and things like that, so really making it more fun and interactive for the user. So I want you to think about the most important features that the user should be able to access first. So for me, maybe I've got a few listed out here. I think I want to do a little bit of like a quick access menu up at the top. I want them to start looking through some of the instruments so they can get started in there. I want them to be able to see what maybe the rest of the community is creating. See their songs as well. And then on the bottom, I'm gonna have a navigation, I think. So just to run through these a bit, about the challenge, I kind of already talked about that. These are some features that you can add yourself if you want to. Again, it's totally up to you, but browsing some sample instruments and vocals, maybe you wanna add that on the home page. Adding some effects to beats and vocals. I think that I'm gonna save for one of the deeper pages. And then record mixing and editing your music, recording your own sounds, and like that collaborative feature that I talked about, listening to music from other creators. So I've got some avatars here. I think I'll use that for the community page. We've got some typography here, the Poppins family font, I love that one. Got some colors. I love this teal color, aquamarine teal. Some iconography. Don't look at that homepage because I already did that one, but music creation app. Just a little preview. We've got some buttons and forms here, search, some sliders, some fun things. And then some logos, feel free to use those as well. And this page is just kind of talking about design systems, how you can break it down by atomic design into smaller and smaller elements, but I don't want to look on that one too much because I'm going to be designing that page. So let's go ahead and get started. And if you haven't already seen, there was a new release today, or yesterday, for Adobe XD for June. So I'll quickly go over that. We've got the plugins panel over here. So previously you'd have to go up to plugins and then download, go to discover plugins and all that. But now we've added a whole new tab for all your plugins, so it's super quick access. You just press the plus icon and you can search through there. We've also got, you can add superscript and subscript text. So they've gradually been adding more like strike through and things like that. So those two are right here if you wanna add like numbers, if they're small or lowercase, that will be right there. And then the big one I feel like is, I unfortunately don't have any prototypes, but made, but we have a panel over here instead of the drop down. So this is a big one. I'll be looking into that more when we get into the prototyping phase. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of my like backgrounds over here. You can see in the UI kit that you downloaded that there's some, iPhone layouts over there. So feel free to grab those to get started. I'm just doing an iPhone X, XS, because that's what I have and it's one of the most recent ones, but you can choose whatever you want. Let's make this, I think I'm gonna add a little bit of a nav up here. And I'm really into the like, what's it called? There's not a word for it, I guess, but shapes that have like left or right aligned space, like padding on the side. So I'm gonna add a little bit of space over here and use the Pathfinder tool. Gonna just drag this guy up a little, maybe like 40, and I'll make this, I think I want this like a light blue. So this I think is gonna be a search bar area. So let's grab this search. So let me know, have you guys tested out and downloaded the new June release? And what do you think so far? That prototype feature I think is gonna be really useful. I like that you can like select a bunch of artboards at one time and then change all of the like easing in and easing out properties at once instead of doing it individually. So that's what I'm excited for. So let's add this little search bar. Make that a little smaller. And the nice thing, if you didn't know about Pathfinder, you can still go in and edit it by just double clicking. I think I'm gonna add, I'll just copy and paste this title over here. So this will be my creation tools. And I'll make this like 30 with a little bit of lighting, maybe 40. Let's see how that works. Okay, perfect. I'm actually gonna turn this 90 degrees, and that's up here, the rotation. I want it to be a little like cattywampus. Is that a word? I think so, I don't know. A little cattywampus today. And then I'm gonna grab some of these icons over here. And these will be like my quick access icons. So let's see, I'll make them like, yay big or so. I sound like I'm from like the 1800s today. Yay big. I never say that, but. Okay, so let's make these a little bit smaller. So these are like the main features that I want users to be able to click through very quickly. So that's why I'm putting them at the top. Let's make this like 3. I should have expanded that. And below that, let's do instruments. That's what I wanted to do. Instruments, I can't spell. There we go. Let's make this maybe 30. And I'm gonna do semi-bold. So while I'm creating these, I wanna start making components. So I've already added a few, but like this one, all you have to do is press the add button. And then at the end, I'll have a bunch of components that I can keep reusing. Maybe I'll make this a little bit smaller. There we go. So as I go, I just need to remember that I need to just tap that add button, and then I can reuse all of those elements. Let's see, what am I gonna add underneath that? I think community. So this is where I'm gonna grab those avatars. These guys. And I think with avatars, like a lot of times it's just people can use their own color or their own picture. So maybe this, you want to think about that, like maybe this isn't really super realistic if everyone's adding their own colors in the background, and it might not like be super cohesive with these 4 like main colors that I'm using. But for this just example purpose, that's what we're gonna do. And then I'm gonna add some instruments. I think I'll add these 4 over here. And let's, oh, I have responsive resize on, so I don't want that to do that for these. Just wanna resize them. So I want users to be able to just like swipe through all of those instruments so they can get a feel of kind of what they can do in the app. And then let's add a little carousel icon right here. So it's an indicator of like what step we're on, how many more sliding through screens we've got. And then I think we need to make these like this color. I love that eyedropper. I'm using that all the time. Okay, so let's make sure I added that color. Yes, I did. Perfect. Okay, I can make this a little bit smaller, maybe 7. Responsive resize is on 7 pixels. Yeah, that's perfect. And then I want to see the background, so I'm gonna copy and paste this shape right here. And then in the layers panel, I will send this all the way to the back, and I'll make this white. And then, if you didn't know, you can actually change the color of the artboard itself. So I'm gonna make this like a light gray color, just so I can see those corners, because I'm gonna add the navigation on the bottom. So let's actually copy and paste. I'm gonna just bring this out into the pasteboard right here. I'm gonna make a navigation, kind of similar to this, but not with that left side exposed over there. So let's use the Pathfinder tool, bring it over, and I think I'll make it like a dark color. drag that down a little bit. I want it to be pretty big, kind of in your face. So let's see. And then I'm gonna add some icons. I want a home icon for sure. And as I'm doing these, I want these to all be outlined, so they look like they're from the same family. Let's add that. We'll make them white. Need this to be maybe like 3 pixels, I'd say. And since we are on the home page, we want an indicator that we're there. So I'm gonna take, I don't want a border actually. I'm gonna make the fill yellow. Okay. And then whatever page we're on, this little yellow icon will switch over beneath that icon. So let's also add 3 more. Let's see, I'll do this little headphones guy. Just gonna throw that on there and I'll resize it in a second once I have all the icons that I want. Let's also grab this little mixer one because that's an important page that I want to add. And then we're also going to add, a settings for sure. Let's grab that one. And this one I'll just need to change the fill to be border so it matches. Okay. Let's make this 2. I think that's what I did the other one. Make that smaller. So these I just want them to have like a ton of negative space. And if the audience were maybe like someone a little more highbrow, like a professional DJ or something, then I'd probably make things not a little bit tighter maybe. I'd probably make the colors a little bit darker, but since the target audience is like, I don't know, teenagers to young adults, I'm gonna keep everything pretty like friendly and just playful because it's more of a playful app than like a super serious making classical music app. You can make classical music on here, but just for all intensive purposes of the branding style. Okay, so let's see, maybe make this a little bit smaller. Perfect. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So then whenever we press the search button, that will, I'm imagining this will like drop down this whole area to meet the bottom here, and then we can have the whole page to search through instruments and vocals and things. So today we're just gonna work on the home page. I'll rename this home page. And I definitely wanna see what you guys are making. Oh, one thing I forgot, I need to make this a clipping mask. Object, mask with shape. Okay, move that over a tad. And I want to make sure everything's lined up with this invisible line here and this invisible line over here. So let's move these over a tad. This is like OCD designer stuff, but it's the important OCD designer stuff. So making sure all of these icons are lined up exactly. Okay, and those are fine because those are just running off the page. I think that looks great. I'm gonna copy and paste this over here just so I can kind of review all of my main features. So we got the quick access menu up here, yes. Some start mixing sounds, the instruments, and then we've got the community and the nav on the bottom, perfect. So now that I'm done with my first challenge, I want to share this with the rest of you guys and get your feedback on it too. So I'm gonna go ahead and select this artboard, and I'm gonna go up to File, Export, Selected. So one thing I wanna note, make sure you're not just selecting like if you have a rectangle back here, because that will only export the rectangle. Make sure you're selecting that title. So Export Selected. I'll just name this Challenge Day 1, and it'll be on Webs and PNG, so export. I've got a folder already set up for that. And then I already started a Behance project. So this is my Behance page, and it's under Drafts. So let's go to that. We'll go to Edit Project. So I like to have a little like header up at the top, just so you can see like the title really big and get an idea of what the whole project's gonna be about. And then I've got the About the Challenge down here. So I'll go ahead and drag that first challenge right under here, and it will upload. And then we're going to add some keywords, which is the really main important part about uploading to Behance, because if you want feedback, you have to add the keywords, otherwise we won't be able to find it if you want feedback. So let's see, I think I already added a cover. It's just loading, but yeah, there we go. That's fine. I just used the header up there. And then when we go to settings, make sure you go to that discoverability tab, and the keyword here is XD Daily Challenge. If you're doing the Photoshop one, it's Photoshop Daily Challenge, but we're doing XD Daily Challenge. And you can set some of the other settings in here, like display, basic info, and all of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and, right now it's not published, I'll go ahead and publish. Oh, I have to add a few things. So UI UX, interaction design, and let's see what else. Maybe some kind of like, yeah, icon design, because we're doing some icons. Cool. I think that should be it. Publishing your project. Cool. Okay, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. I will post this in Discord. If you guys want to leave me some feedback, be sure to post yours in Discord as well. So there's that first challenge. So every day I'll just go ahead and add the rest of my challenges here subsequently. And then this file as well, this first challenge day. Oh, I need to save. I didn't save. That's bad. Yeah, be sure to save. So just file save as. I always use the Command S shortcut. So this file as well, we're gonna upload to Dropbox if you wanna tinker and play around with that also. So on Behance, let's say I'm done with this, and now I want to see what you guys are working on. So we might only have some from like previous challenges, since today's the first day. I'm sure tomorrow we'll have a lot more. But I'm going to search for XD Daily Challenge by that keyword and see what projects we have. So it looks like a lot of these are kind of like the ones from previous. Let's see, we've got the food delivery app by Danny Liu. Oh, this one I checked out already. This is awesome. And the nice thing about this design systems one is that you're gonna have a whole project dedicated to only this music creation app. So it really will like be a nice comprehensive like display of all of your skills, as opposed to if you just do like one individual, a few pages just for one app. So we've also got this one by Rogier. Sorry if I'm butchering that name. Eatery. I love when you guys have like a few mock-ups at the top, and the header just is really inviting and draws you in right away. Instead of starting with just like wireframes or something like that, start with something exciting, because make people wanna look at your work, especially potential employers. Oh, you got the typography and the color palette. Awesome. That looks great. Okay. Cool, guys. Well, that is about it. Wow, that was super fast. This is what we created today. We made our homepage. Be sure to stay tuned in the next 5 minutes or so. We've got another XD, not the Daily Creative Challenge, but the full like 2-hour challenge. So be sure to stay tuned for that, and I'll be right back here tomorrow again at 11:30. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be on Discord as well if you have any questions. So I'll see you there. Bye, guys.